What's going on, YouTube peeps and barbecue freaks? Thank you guys for joining me today. You know I make ribs all the time. Probably every freaking weekend I'm cooking ribs. However, I'm usually using like a competition rub, a rub somebody sent me to try out, or some kind of rub with all kinds of ingredients in it, which are great rubs. I mean, all the rubs I use are great, but sometimes you just want to go back to traditional Texas style barbecue, and that's what I'm going to do today. I got a rack of St. Louis ribs, and we're simply going to coat these with some salt and pepper. We're going to keep it traditional Texas style barbecue. We're going to get it on the Traeger with some oak pellets, and if I do wrap these, I'm not going to put anything in the wrap. We're going to run it dry, plain, and again, I just want to taste that pork and just complement it with some salt and pepper without having to cover with all kinds of other stuff. Sometimes you just got to go back to traditional barbecue, and that's what I'm going to do today. So I got a rack of St. Louis ribs. We're going to get a rub made up, get these bad boys on the Traeger, smoke some ribs. All right, so for my rub, I've just taken some kosher salt and some coarse black pepper, and it's probably about a 60 to 40 ratio, 60 being the black pepper. I might add a little bit of garlic powder in here, but I think I may just keep it the way it is. So this is a rub I'm using. Again, like I mentioned, keep it extremely simple, Texas style. So some salt and pepper, and make sure we get a taste of that pork. So we can get this mixed up. We'll get the ribs rubbed down and get them on the Traeger. All right, so I got the ribs trimmed up. It's just a St. Louis style. I actually got them that way. I'm kind of not liking this. It's got a little shiny here. You see this bone sticking out. They're not the prettiest of ribs, but it'll work. What I've done, I've just taken a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and just kind of coated the top. And this is that salt and pepper mix that you saw me make up. Oh, watch it. Flying everywhere. And I'm just going to sprinkle this on here. Keeping it traditional Texas style barbecue. Salt, pepper. And that's it. So we're gonna let these sit. I got the Traeger firing up. I'm gonna cook these at 275, and I'm using oak pellets. So oak will be my wood of choice. And I'm debating if I'm gonna wrap or not. If I do wrap, I'm not going to put anything in the foil, just straight ribs. We'll wrap them if they start to get too dark. If they aren't getting too dark, then I'll probably just let them continue without being wrapped. And I'll decide at the end if I want to add any sauce or not. But again, if I do wrap, I'm not adding honey, brown sugar, or anything like that to the wrap. So we're going to let these sit for a bit and get this Traeger fired up and get these bad boys on. Get the ribs on. We'll let this go for a few hours and see how they turn out. All right, these ribs have been going for 3 hours. And at the 1 hour mark, I started spritzing with the 50-50 mix of apple cider vinegar and apple juice for the last 2 hours. And what I'm gonna do is just take some of that same mix of the apple cider vinegar and apple juice. Just spray the bottom here a little bit. And I'm gonna add some BBQ sauce. This is all we're gonna add to it. I'm using Head Country Hickory. You can use whichever you like, but this is pretty close to like a Texas style barbecue sauce. So I'm gonna do that. Spray the top of these ribs. That apple cider vinegar and apple juice is going to help as it warms up, that sauce to kind of spread out and give it an even coating. And then I'm not going to have to sauce it after this. Once we pull them off and unwrap them, they'll be ready to go. This is going to give it a really light coating of sauce, which is going to be perfect. So get them wrapped up. We're going to put it back on for one more hour. And well, I'll probably go for about 45 minutes and then take a look at them, but up to an hour. Then after that, we'll be able to pull them off and taste test them. All right, these ribs are done. Cooked them for 3 hours uncovered, 1 hour covered. You saw I put a little bit of barbecue sauce and then that apple cider vinegar, apple juice mix. So I wrapped them up, put them in, back on the pit for 1 more hour, and this is what they look like. So we're gonna let them rest for a little bit, and then we'll cut into them and give them a taste. So I got some of these ribs cut up here, and we're just gonna take this one here, give it a look. Still a little warm. So got a nice smoke ring. You know, there's some moisture in here still. Get that off of there. Anyway, that's what we're looking like. Nice little pullback. They feel really, really tender. So I'm interested in taking a bite and seeing how tender they are. So let's do that. All right, we're gonna go selfie cam mode here with the rib. Texas style, just salt and pepper, a light coating of barbecue sauce. Let's give it a bite. This thing is tender as all get out. Look at that bite. Man, you know what? That's excellent. You definitely taste the pork, which is what I was wanting. And then, excuse the messy face. I definitely taste the pork, which is what I was looking for. Then you complement it with that salt and pepper and then just a light coating of that barbecue sauce. That's excellent. I could go to any barbecue joint here in Texas and get a rib like this, which is what I'm used to doing. So for me, something like this is great. And it's actually a little refreshing to have something, to have a rib like this compared to the ribs that I normally have that are, you know, just covered with a bunch of brown sugar, butter, sauce, complicated rubs. You know, this is definitely different from that, which is great. This is, like I said, kind of going back to old Texas style barbecue, which I miss. It's something I haven't done in a while. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I wasn't planning on filming this. I decided at the last minute to film it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. These ribs are excellent. If you're just looking for something, you know, plain and simple, you could definitely just use salt and pepper and still get a good quality product. Again, I definitely taste the pork, which is what I was shooting for today. So I'm happy. These ribs are good. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you guys next time. Take care.